you were talking about knowing what you're good at, knowing that what you can do, and then how you can use that for the kingdom, and then delivering excellence with that thing for the young person or the older person who's never figured it out. How does someone go about further discovering who they are, what they're good at, and how they can actually use that to one, I mean, because people are going to have to make a living. So one,
Yes.
how they can use that to make a living, but also be promoting the kingdom all at the same time.
What's a gift that you can bring to the marketplace and the marketplace will pay you for this gift? Years ago, man, I got licensed with a guy named John Maxwell, right? So I'm one of the global coaches. He has a book called The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, which is powerful. And so in his book, he talked about in the 70s, he was a pastor, but he felt like God called him to do more. But how do you tell somebody, hey, I'm not going to be a pastor. I'm going to do something else. It almost looks like you're going against the church. But he said, you know what, man, I just feel called for leadership. And so what he started to do was teach, do seminars, and he was able to reach so many more people than his small local church because of his marketplace gift, which was teaching, coaching, and writing. Now this guy has written over 50 plus books. He's ranked the #1 leadership guru in the world. But when you go to get certified, he has some of the biggest altar calls with thousands of people. So what's my point? What is something that you're good at that you can develop that can serve a need? I wanted to be a life coach, man. I felt that I had a calling for coaching. I could serve people, but I wanted to service the underprivileged people because I felt like they needed a coach. And so I get my certifications. I go to the workforce. And guess what, folks? The people that I was called to serve, they couldn't afford my service. And now I'm getting frustrated. I'm saying, come on, God, you've given me the gift of coaching. I can speak. I want to help these people. What's wrong? And so I felt impressed upon that I need to be a business coach. Because when you deal with business people, they tend to have more resources, right? You can coach their business, which is what they need for the short term. But guess what? We might be talking about business first, but eventually we're going to get to your life. And if I can get to your life, then I can get to the life of your employees because they got stuff going on. And if I can help with that stuff, I can connect on them on a personal level. And so because of that switch, I taught something that was a hobby at first to something that I could bring to the marketplace. I got certified with a company called Skill Path. I go around the United States, Canada, different places speaking. So I kept on building my gift. And what happened was I was increasing my value in the marketplace. So much so now that I just spoke with an organization. I talked for an hour. I got paid $8,000. You might say, how did you make $8,000 talking? Well, you're asking the wrong question. What problem did I solve that was worth $8,000? Because if I can motivate 300 leaders to be more efficient, to be excellent, to have direction, and they can then get on their job at a higher level, they're going to be more efficient. They're going to make more money. So the $8,000 is cheap. And this is a boy that's from New Orleans, born across the tracks. I don't have a college degree, but I have God behind me and I've invested in myself that I've made myself valuable in the marketplace. So just to close off and answer your question, there's tests that you can take. One is called a DISC test, D-I-S-C. It's going to let you know how do you think, and it's going to point you into directions of what are natural for you. You see, God has given us our personality. It's up to us to find out who we are. And then once we find out who we are, we start to develop that gift and make it valuable in the marketplace.